it is a very tough world we're living in right now. And I strongly believe that, and I work with the Department of State on some of these issues. And women, where women are employed, where women are educated, terrorism does not exist. This instability in our world right now has everything to do with the fact that women are not being employed in some of the poorest places in the world. If we look at the refugee crisis, the humanitarian crisis, if we look at terrorism, terrorism does not exist where girls are educated and where women are being employed. That's a huge game changer.
I mean, just hold some space around that. Say that again.
Terrorism ceases to exist where women are employed and where girls are being educated, right? And that's like, so, and even the statistics. So if you look at the GDP, when aid goes into a country, the GDP goes down and violence to women goes up. There's a direct correlation in a low GDP and violence to women. So jobs change everything. Everything changes when women get money in their hands, and 90% of their money goes to the betterment of their community. Women don't get a job and just help themselves. They help their neighbor, they help their brother, they help this. I
Their
have a lot of
children.
women that are employing male members of their family to help them. And in a lot of countries, they have to because they can't do everything. But when you look at the numbers, we work with the Department of State on some of these issues, and someone from the Department of State said to me one day, he said, Debbie, I love putting money in the hands of your women because it takes the guns out of the hands of our children. And I was like, oh my gosh, it does.
So we'll get to a more peaceful world as we continue to steward our responsibility to girls and women around the world.
Absolutely. I believe that strongly. I believe it wholeheartedly. I believe it's the only answer to some of the crisis issues we're having around the world. And I also believe all governments have to work together towards this goal. I know that I heard a quote. Bill Gates was speaking in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia asked him, and they said, do you think our country will become like this technology powerhouse? And he said, never, not as long as you're leaving 50% of the best minds in your country behind. We're not going to get to where we need to be if we are leaving women at the table, if not, we're not inviting women to the table, and that's not okay.
Right.
So that really will bring us a more peaceful world. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But if you look at places like Liberia, that women came in and solved the crisis and brought peace to Liberia from all of the violence there. Women are the ones that came to the table and did that. We are seeing story after story after story of women stepping up